All right, let's talk affordability. You can't just snap your fingers and erase the historic high prices we saw under the last administration, but here is what is happening. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates today by a quarter point. Third rate cut this year, now at 3.5 to 3.75%. That's in part because inflation is stable, near 3% now, after spiking over 9% just a few years ago. Now, the other part, the job market is showing signs of cooling. On the household front, gas prices are the lowest they've been in years. Some grocery categories, especially non-meat items, are showing slower price increases. And tax cuts for working class families take effect next year, meaning more take-home pay for many households. So no, this isn't an instant return to pre-crisis prices, but there is momentum. Still, many don't seem to see it or feel it yet. Maybe it's the GOP messaging, getting distracted with irrelevant viral issues, whatever it may be, who knows? It's showing up in politics. Take Miami's mayoral office, just flipped blue for the first time in nearly 30 years, with some voters pointing to issues with the GOP's handling of the affordability crisis. Dale Smothers, President and CEO of RDS Wealth Management, joins me now. All right, Dale, good to have you back. So the Fed is operating with limited data due to that long government shutdown, yet they still cut rates today. Why?
They cut rates because we were all expecting them to cut these rates, and they are concerned about the labor market. They're walking this high wire. We've talked about this before. It's a high wire act between that labor market, making sure it doesn't get too weak, and making sure that inflation doesn't get too high. You know, you may think of it like this. The investors had already priced in the rate cut. And Alicia, thankfully, Grinch did not come, and still Christmas, that rate cut came, that 25 basis point cut that we were all expecting came. And I think because of that, the market is pretty much back to its optimistic self, at least for the next couple of weeks to close out the year.
Good. So what does this mean for American families who are maybe not feeling affordability relief right now?
Yeah, this is the dilemma here, is that the market will likely take this as a positive sign. But we've heard about this K-shaped economy. Those who own assets in the stock market are feeling all-time high after all-time high. And those who don't are struggling to make maybe even just the electric bill or put food on the table. This is one of those things that is certainly a challenge for an individual that's, working a 9 to 5 and barely making ends meet. But we've got to be optimistic about what's going on in the stock market, and it's because of the optimism that is pent up due to the changes coming to the economy. I would give a message of hope that if we hold on, things will get better. We're onshoring American jobs. We are bringing home things that we depend on, like pharmaceuticals. Driving down cost of living hopefully comes as a result of this. Lower interest rates will hopefully lower the cost of borrowing. And long story short, I think what is taking place today in a rate cut with the Fed continues through 2026. And as a result, I think that Americans are better off for it, getting to what we would deem neutral. You said at the top of the segment here, 3.75 to 4 is our current target. I think the Fed needs to be at 2.75 to 3 with rate cuts coming in 2026. Hold on.
Yeah, okay, well, that's the key word, right? Hope, be patient. Things don't just happen overnight with the snap of a finger.
We've come a long way, Alicia, that's right.
We certainly have. Dale Smothers, President and CEO of RDS Wealth Management. Appreciate your time today, as always.
Always a pleasure.
You got it.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.